I'm not watching Russell Wilson.
What finally
And
did
Russell
it?
Wilson is the damn high knees. That's what did it. I was doing high knees all the way on the flight. Man, stop. What's going on? Another edition of Cut to It. We got week 9. Week 9 is flying by. Maybe it's not. Just maybe some mediocre football going on. The NFL was talking about that the games are close. As a fan, we want to see blowouts. We want to see high scoring, high flying, kind of like a Christian McCaffrey where you're doing anything and everything, huh? How about my 49ers as a fan, but also my boy and also former fellow Carolina Panther? Creativity, sustainability, whoo, makes you just go, doesn't it?
Yeah, it didn't take him long to figure out that playbook. Not at all.
He did go to Stanford.
Sure did. People forget he went to Stanford. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this what Shanahan's always needed? A running back who can throw to really unlock the offense?
I don't know. That's a great question. I just think he needs to run. I think he's always had a stable of running backs. It's always been remarkable. But it's just, he's never had a CMC, right? A guy. But I still think they said they're going to, not overutilize him. I think they utilized him a little bit more than they expected because of the hamstring or the soft tissue issue with Deebo Samuels. But that one thing I was doing when I was watching that game, I was sitting there going, wow. When Deebo comes back, do we have now in football kind of like the big three? Deebo, Christian McCaffrey, and now George Kittle?
And if Aiyuk's going to keep playing like this, is it a big four?
Ooh. Yeah, I agree. I like that.
Because he likes to put himself in the dog. He puts himself there. He puts himself in there.
Like, that's the part is like coaches. I just like if the dude isn't doing what you always want to do, drop the expectation a little bit. Give him some grace. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, at a certain point, it's not on him, it's on you.
Yeah, at some point, bro, if you know the dude's going to be late, lie to him on the time, right? We all have those people in our lives.
Absolutely.
Right? Like right now, in my house, my clock is like 10 minutes fast. And on the nightstand, my wife's clock is on time. Supposed to get up at 6 o'clock. I'm up at 5:50. Man, that extra 10 minutes, the extra 10 minutes benefits you when you're tired because you hit the snooze. And you're like, well, I still got technically I still have 10 minutes. I'm still early than late. So
know your personnel.
Know your personnel.
Now,
all right, let's start off with go ahead.
Well, real quick, because we're talking 49ers and you got the LA hat on.
I always rock the LA hat.
Of course.
I always rock the LA hat or my Clippers hat.
Still an LA hat.
I get to see my Clips play the Rockets in a couple of days when I'm in Thursday Night Football to watch the Philadelphia Eagles march on through the Houston Texans.
Yeah, that should be a bloodbath. But is LA ever going to really embrace the Rams? Because every time especially when the 49ers come to town, that's just an extra home game.
Yeah, the 49ers come to town. 49ers, when they used to be in Oakland, the Raiders, right? And they come down. 49ers remind me of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They just travel. And you got to think about it. Going from North Cal to SoCal, man, that's Greyhound. That's you could drive. It's I've done it. I don't want to say I've done it. It's not the flight that I prefer, but I've taken that quick Southwest flight, and it's like as soon as you get out, as soon as you sit, buckle up, You get up there, you land. As soon as you get up in the air, you're already bing. Please buckle your seatbelt, put away your trays. We're about to land.
Right? They don't even come around with the drinks.
Yeah, it's not a long flight. So it's not a long flight. It's not an expensive flight, even with the way the rates are. So it's an easy deal.
I think I've figured out a solution because I don't think it's not even just the 49ers. Anytime the Rams have a home game, it feels like it's still a road game. But there is one team.
I would disagree. I'll disagree.
But there is one, like, historically, there's one team LA has embraced, and that is the Raiders. What if we do? What if we don't do a player trade? We do a franchise trade. The Rams to Vegas, Raiders back to LA where they belong.
That's a little, look, Coley. That's a little sexy for you right there. That's a little sexy.
Both new stadiums.
And you don't do sexy. So that's a compliment.
How do you know? How do you know?
Oh man! All right, let's get to some games. Right, let's start off. So, week 8, I was kind of struggling with trying to pick my gold, silver, and bronze because I was going back and forth between. I literally had the Las Vegas Raiders getting blanked by the New Orleans Saints as my gold or bronze because I didn't know if I was more disappointed in the Vegas Raiders not, just getting pummeled, right? I mean, just getting, let's just straight up, let me just say it the right way, getting ran through. Or was it that the San Francisco 49ers showed us again that Sean McVay will not run the ball no matter what the game, no matter what. It does not matter. It doesn't matter when and how Sean McVay will not run the football.
Do you see it as a coaching issue or a personnel issue?
No. Well, you have the game. I think it really kind of started in the Super Bowl when they were going against your New England Patriots and Todd Gurley. And then he leaves. And then they get Cam Akers and he's looking fantastic. And all of a sudden, he tears his Achilles. They need the running game. They go on in the playoff run, all that stuff. And it just kind of seems like since the emergence of Triple Crown winner Cooper Kupp, I've really seen some chinks in the armor of Sean McVay and the play caller. Right? You can't get Allen Robinson going till late. Yes, he didn't look comfortable, but I always think sometimes there's a reason why people don't get comfortable. You got Deshaun Jackson. He leaves in the middle of the season. I heard some rumblings with Robert Woods, but he gets hurt. And so now he's traded off. Just really seems like they have I don't want to say a offensive identity, but I think they have a creativity issue. Like they're trying to be cute way too much all the time. We know at Georgia, we know in Detroit, we know he could throw the ball. But you can also tell, as he's getting older, man, let him grease the wheels a little bit, man. Don't. Why are you having him throw the ball as much as you throwing the ball? Kind of like the same infection that the Colts have with throwing the football and not running the ball with Jonathan Taylor. So for me, after all of that, my goal has to be the Las Vegas Raiders getting blanked, right? The Saints are an up and down team. But the Las Vegas Raiders look like they were still on the bus through the whole 60 minutes of the football game. Like they were there physically, but mentally, they were beaten. This is Josh Jacobs, last 3 games, over 441 yards rushing, average of 6.4 yards a carry, 6 touchdowns, 69 carries over 3 games, right? So they're giving him the load. He's shown that he can carry the workload. Then they go and try to run a punt from their own 22-yard line. Like they fooling somebody. That was the stupidest Jedi mind trick that has ever gone on. And we'll see some dumb ones, but that one that's right there. That's right there. That onside, that fake punt was like trying to jaywalk while drunk at Mardi Gras. You just looking to get a citation, right? There's really too much stuff going on. Why are you gonna make it even, or you leaving a bar drunk and you're gonna get on a line. And a line that you have done, that you use your phone to do, is parked right in front of a police car. That's how idiotic it was. It made no sense. Pete Warner, the linebacker, number 20, he's a tackling machine. Love him. Love watching him play. And then at the end of it, the Las Vegas Raiders are a top 10 offense. Didn't look like it, but at the end of the day, the Las Vegas Raiders heading into Week 9 right now are 2-6, and they look just like a 2-6 team.
One of the first things we talked about when we first met was Josh McDaniels and me telling you the Raiders were not going to be good because I don't believe in him as the head coach.
Yeah, I like Josh. I like Josh, though. So I was trying to – when you said that, I ignored you like I owed you money.
Sending me the voicemail,
He's like, man, I owe Coley 20. Nah, I'm straight. Hey, let me call you back. I'm at an appointment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little busy at the moment. Yeah,
a little busy. Doing nothing.
It's this offseason, this whole offseason, all we were told as football fans was the AFC West, and it's not going to be a cakewalk for the Chiefs anymore. And we're halfway through this.
It's not a cakewalk. It's a stroll in the park, bro. It's different. Cakewalk, man. Cakewalk during the season, you don't want to add those empty calories.
Right.
Man, it's just a little stroll. Lay over there like, look, hey, dog got to go potty. Let's go walk the dog. We come back. Hey, see you in 10. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yeah. They're just smelling the roses and stretching the legs a little bit.
No. It's, watching the leaves change. It's a pretty sight right now. Watching the leaves change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Loving the foliage, those Chiefs. But McDaniels, I don't know. All of the former players between him and Detroit the last couple of years, it's like these Belichick coordinators come in and they just think they're him. And I would have assumed McDaniels would have learned a couple of lessons from Denver and been different this time around.
I wouldn't say it's a train wreck in Denver. Denver was a whole different animal, man. He was just figuring it out. He was young. He was much younger. So I would push back on that a little bit. But I understand. But basically, what you're saying is, it's not going well.
No.
Whether it's 10 years later, Denver or Vegas, it's not going well from what we expect from a guy who really got a lot of credit, and rightfully so, got a lot of credit of him, Josh McDaniels, offensive coordinators, Las Vegas Raiders. Head coach and offensive coordinator, and Tom Brady. Those two guys, man, they made beautiful music together offensively.
Definitely. They worked well together.
Yes.
I do clearly. What do you think it is, that step from coordinator to running the whole show? What can be that missing piece for some guys?
I'm not sure, because it all varies. We'll get into the Panthers, but look at their offense in the last couple of weeks compared to when Ben McAdoo, in its totality of Ben McAdoo under Matt Rule and Ben McAdoo now under Steve Wilkes. It's different. Right. So you never know the what. Why is this always happening? You never know why.
Right.
So I'm not sure.
That's fair.
You probably know, but I think I don't want to go there because I like Josh.
It's nothing ever personal.
I know, but it's not personal. But when you're talking about a man's job, it's really hard for them not to take it personal. So I'm making sure I'm making sure you don't screw Cut to It up for possibly having Coach McDaniels on the show at some time in the future because you done said something that just really just you over here just hating on us.
Listen, you were the one who said they look like the 2-6 team that they are.
I said 2-6. That's all. I didn't
giving them credit for the 2. Yeah.
Yes. Come on, man. You're trying to get me in trouble. You
brought up the team. I didn't think we were going to be talking about this game. You get blanked.
Yes.
You get blanked. Yeah. You don't cross the 50 until late in the fourth quarter. I didn't think that game.
I'm talking about late in the fourth quarter. I'm talking about there were some people at the house. Like they were walking outside. Let's see, who was that? Man, there were people leaving they were people leaving that game like the people were leaving the Broncos game when that was on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And let me just say something. On our rundown, we have the Denver and Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not watching that team anymore. I'm just telling you. I'm so bro. Let me
Both
get my
them?
pen.
Both of them?
No, Jacksonville, yes.
Okay.
But I'm not watching Russell Wilson.
What finally did
Russell Wilson is the damn high knees. That's what did it. I was doing high knees all the way on the flight. Man, stop.
What are you doing if you're his teammate in that situation?
First of all, I'm asleep, so I don't know.
Okay.
I sleep on flights. I don't do high knees up and down. I was doing the workout in the man. Stop the cap, dog. Russell, you know what Russell Wilson is to me right now. The way he's playing football, Russell Wilson is fruit. Is that the season? Was that fruit cake?
Yeah,
fruit cake with nuts in it.
Terrible.
Oh, first of all. I was out. My grandmother helped raise me, man, and like old folks' palate is just a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, fruitcake is disgusting. All right, so
you were talking about
no. This is a great transition going into something that I really didn't like that left a bad taste in my mouth.
Okay,
was your New England Patriots?
Oh, okay.
Did the New England Patriots steal one?
Big
or
time.
did Zach Wilson give the game away?
I think both. Like I think it's both.
No, I'm holding your feet to the fire. Look, Homer, you got to pick one.
Neither of them are positives for the Patriots. Like I think the defense did enough to steal it, but I think Zach Wilson is. Now I'm thinking about what you just said, trying to not ruin any guess. I don't care if Zach Wilson's ever on the show. He's the worst quarterback I've ever seen. He's bad, really bad. Like he's not good at football.
I disagree because have you not been watching football this year?
Yeah, there's a lot of choices.
There's bad play. There's a
lot of choices for sure.
I think sophomore slump is really there.
His freshman year wasn't good.
I know. I've skipped over the freshman. I'm heading to the sophomore. Listen, man. I don't know if you noticed. I've been trying to be extremely positive.
You have
about my outlook on football. Right, Zach Wilson has been struggling. I keep saying it. Let's get rid of leave it to Jimmy John's, Potbelly, Firehouse Subway, Jersey Mike's. Leave the heroes to the sandwich makers. And just play efficient football. And Mac Jones didn't look great neither.
No, he sure didn't.
Goodness gracious. Hey, they talking about he looks so comfortable. I don't know what game they were watching. He looked real uncomfortable.
He's one read, and then you see it. He gets hot feet, he gets nervous, and he starts trying to run, but he can't do that either.
He's dancing, and he's not a good dancer.
No.
It's you know what? Raisins and potato salad. That's what that was. That was a raisin potato salad game.
This would have been an infinitely more enjoyable game if Zappy and Mike White played. If it was Zappy versus White, it was a more enjoyable game.
I think that I actually, you know what? I think there's a possibility that Elijah Moore might catch a pass, huh? How about this dude?
There were some wide receiver quotes this week. I was loving it.
But you notice no one got in any of the wide receivers' face.
No.
The wide receivers coach's face.
No.
Yep.
What?
I just pointed out. Sorry.
Yeah. Zach Wilson, like, he has the speed to extend the pocket, and then he just completely loses the plot and throws the most catchable ball any cornerback's ever seen. Yeah. He's hit more Patriots with passes over the 3 games he's played against them these last 2 years than Jets. When I looked up at the end of the game and saw he had 350 yards, I said, where did these come from?
That's what I said. I said the same thing. Just when you said it, I said the same thing. And I have the stats in my notes, and I still have said where.
Yeah.
When? Who? What game? Nah, not the other day.
This is the season. This is what he's done on the season.
Yeah. Oh, y'all must be talking about in totality.
Yeah,
right.
This is career stats here. Yes, yeah. These are.
All right. So gold. So my gold. Yeah. So my gold is New Orleans, Vegas. Bronze is San Francisco and the Rams. Man, my silver is Green Bay getting ran through by Buffalo. And here's why it's silver. We are now watching a team, the Green Bay Packers, who were hoping that Aaron Rodgers will fix all the problems in their life. Can't. That boat is sinking. It got so many holes in it. They got duct tape, tinfoil. What's the commercial with the guy?
Oh, seal it.
Oh, they got seal it, but they got the bootleg seal it. They don't have the real. They got the sealant that they bought at the barber shop that somebody sold them. So it's like it doesn't have a receipt. It doesn't even have the good packaging.
Yeah, there's no label on it. Yeah.
No, it's like in Tupperware. It's like in homemade Tupperware in a Ziploc bag. And they just said, look, just put it on there and you'll be good for a few hours. Right? They're not very good, man. No. And it's not going to get better. Right? I can see them winning. A couple of weeks ago, they still can't because they traded away Quinn, traded away Roquan Smith. I could see at one point I can see the Green Bay Packers losing to the Chicago Bears because I believe at some point this train wreck is going to get off the tracks, and I think they're going to throw in Jordan Love at some point.
Wow.
I think they may throw in Jordan Love because they're not winning. No. So what's the difference? You got to see what you got, right? You got Aaron Rodgers. You know he can throw the football to all-pro receivers. He can't throw the football to rookies, young rookies. He can't do that. So why don't you get a young guy to see if he can throw to some of these young receivers? And I'm not trying to say that Aaron Rodgers is a problem. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks still in this league. But something's wrong with this offense. This offense is not working.
The offense is bad. The defense is more puzzling to me because last year they looked like they could potentially be the best unit in the league.
Yeah, could have been last year. 2021 does not carry over to 2022.
For sure.
Ask the Rams. it does carry over for the Arizona Cardinals, but ask the Rams, ask Green Bay, ask
Bengals,
Las Vegas. Yeah, the Bengals on the struggle bus too, right? Chicago. Yeah.
But it's like I can't remember if they lost anyone outside of Zadarius Smith, and obviously really good, really talented player, but like that defense is just completely falling apart. The secondary looks worse. And obviously they're playing the Bills, but it's every week. Like they gave up 27 to Zappy in his first game. Like it's just not a good unit, and it was supposed to be a strength for them. So if the offense is going to struggle and the defense isn't going to pick up the slack, like it's just a bad team.
And then special teams.
Yeah.
Right? And you know why you got bad special team play? Because the bad players, the players that are not playing well on defense are not playing well on special teams.
Right.
It's bad.
There was one game you didn't have listed, and I'm curious why in your gold, silver, and bronze, because to me it was the most exciting game. First place was on the line in this game.
Boy, go ahead.
The Falcons and Panthers.
I knew you was gonna do that.
What?
Hold on.
Yeah, what
Hold
happened?
on. Man, that's a whole different pages right there.
Hey, understandable, very understandable. There was a lot to write down in this game.
Oh, but what we got to do? Look at that.
Very smart.
Huh? Look at that. Fresh off the press.
Is this breaking news or is this a custom for you?
This is what they're wearing Thursday night. This is gonna be our color rush right there, all black.
Those
Man,
are incredible.
I may have to come out, get that Agent 89 out, all black. Woo! Can't catch a pass though. Ain't running a route, but I'll look the part.
Those are clean. Those are very clean.
So fresh.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is
and it's matte too. Yeah,
I know. All right, so let's talk about my Carolina Panthers. I didn't know what to do. I was going to do something, but I was like, not for the Panthers,
yeah,
right?
So you're going to yell Duval.
I was going to
hit. I don't know what was going to happen there.
Nah, I wasn't going to yell Duval. Man, I'm an LA dude. I don't yell. I hit you with that swoop. But anyway, all right, let's go. Carolina Panthers. First of all, the offense scored 34 points. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Carolina Panthers. But I was watching this game, and the first thing I said is, why is this team better? How is this happening? Why is this team better? Well, first of all, I talked to a few guys, and they said, look, what P.J. Walker is doing is, man, he's telling us, hey, get open, do your deal. His attitude of playing football for the Carolina Panthers as the quarterback, first of all, let me say this. He needs to be the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season, right? P.J. Walker is like, hey, man, let's just go make a play. Go out there and make a play. And just to give you an example of what's going on, there's a play that I don't even know if we have it, but there's a play that DJ Moore catches in the fourth quarter for like a deep first down going across the middle. I think it was like 4th and 19. And it looks like Shi Smith is in the way. But they really had an option route for Shi to run whatever he wants. And that's what DJ likes, to have some of his guys running routes and freelancing, run what the defense gives you. And so I wanted to clear that up. Shi was not running the wrong route. It was a field route. He felt the pocket. He didn't know what DJ was doing, so that's what it is. So shout out to Shi. Shi was not in the way of running his routes. You know, I know people always got their little comments. Shi was in the right? Why is this team better? The quarterback play is better. No multiple batted balls, right? And I'm not. Yeah, there was a batted ball in the game.
Yeah,
that led to an interception. There happened, but I said multiple. There was not like 8 or like 5 in one game that it never passed the line of scrimmage. I'm talking about the batted balls that made J.J. Watt look like he went back in time and he was playing for the Houston Texans. That's the batted ball syndrome I'm talking about. That did not happen. Throwing the ball early, anticipating that his wide receiver is going to be open. Yes, that can get you in trouble when a guy falls down. That happens. But throwing the ball early, no double clutching before or halfway through throwing the ball, no blue tip ball throwing, right? Receivers seem to be comfortable catching the ball in the middle of the field because they know their quarterback is going to protect them. RPO is actually a legitimate threat. But I love PJ is keeping his eyes down the field. Yes, he's used his legs as a secondary option in case the other guys have not or can't get open because those guys get paid too. And at the end of the day, decision making. his decision making has been much better. Also, the other thing, Terrace Marshall Jr., 4 catches, 89 yards, looked great. Even the pass that was out of bounds, he showed up. He looked outstanding. Now, there have been health issues with him. He was drafted. He was not 100%. So trying to get him right, getting him to understand having an NFL body and having a college body is two different things. And that takes time, and I'm not sure what was going on under Matt Rule, but obviously things are different. Deontay Foreman, how about him? Wow.
Monster.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Looked like King Henry himself going against, kept his feet moving. Looked great, running the ball. Hey, people, just want to let you know, some people will say, oh, well, Atlanta's not very good. Defensively in the pass game, Atlanta's not very good. But defensively, Atlanta's top 5 in stopping the run, people. Go ahead and fact check that. Heading into this game, they were 5th in stopping the run defensively. And we were running the ball. Great. Oh, and let me remind you, the 2-point conversion, we were 0-for-3 prior to getting that 2-point conversion to tie the game. And where has Ben McAdoo been? Because I don't know if it was Ben McAdoo or they were somebody that had Ben McAdoo, like they had him standing there like he was there, but it was really somebody else calling the plays, because Ben McAdoo, this same guy, the first game under Steve Wilkes, they was averaging in the first half 2.7 yards per 2.7 yards, depth of targets. They were screening like it was a bet going on. Mm-hmm. Like, hey guys, I bet you nobody will believe we're going to throw 9 million screens in the first half. It just watching them play. J.C. Horn was out there. He was playing well. The play calling was night and day. The D didn't play. It wasn't one of their best games, but I think what it showed the team is even when the D is not having their best game because the other team shows up, Atlanta Falcons collectively, right, out of all their guys, they have like 4 guys that are plus, 50 yards plus of running the ball. They're averaging 158.9 yards, so basically almost 160 yards a game in rushing. They are committed to running the football. Win, lose, or draw, you're going to get this run game by Arthur Smith and the Atlanta Falcons. And I love what they're doing. The Panthers D didn't show up, but yet they still held now. Only one opening drive allowed in the last 25 games of a touchdown. One touchdown on the opening drive in the last 25 games. Fewest in the NFL. Derek Brown, he's been active. Seeing him show what he will be for the future. It's been a 3-year process. And so that leads me to open it up to you. With this 3-year process, here in Carolina, we've been hearing a lot of things about tanking, play for Bryce Young, play for this guy. Derek Brown was a top 6 pick. He was a 6th overall pick. And what we're seeing out of Derek Brown today, 3 years later, man, you don't have time. I think you kind of keep playing the way you're playing, get that 12 to 15, 16, 17 pick. And why I think that's a good pick is you let the hope and the dreams and the wishing, like we hope we can get a Sauce Gardner who's playing really good. I mean, he is playing really good. But for every Sauce Gardner, there's a Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, and Baker Mayfield. And two out of the 4 guys that I just mentioned are currently on the Carolina Panthers. So tanking or playing, hoping to get the first overall pick doesn't always work. That's not a guarantee you're going to get an instant Julius Peppers, an instant Cam Newton. Now, sometimes you'll get Sam Bradford, where you paying $75 million and it just is just okay. You gotta be careful. You see how smooth this helmet is?
It's clean. Very clean.
You can't be fresh and clean like that playing with chumps.
No.
Right? Some are impactful draft picks. Brad Hoover. Right? Look at Dante Jackson. He wasn't a first-round draft pick. He went down, and that left us with C.J. Henderson. And let's run that tape of C.J. Henderson. This is one of the things I did not like about C.J. Henderson. Bird gets the pass. First of all, it looks like he's stealing something, like he got a bag full of goodies. And C.J. Henderson is hoping somebody else does his job. Look at C.J. Henderson kind of just strolling through the park like, hey, you got him, guys, you got him. And look, he stops on the 10. Like, this is nuts. I had high hopes. The staff was talking about how C.J. Henderson was having a great camp. I watched him in training camp. He was having a great, outstanding camp. And, man, he's kind of regressed back to why the Jacksonville Jaguars say, you know what? We're going to cut our losses with this first-round draft pick.
Top 10.
Repeat it one more time.
Top 10.
I set you up for that. You didn't even know it. That's how good I am today. You walked right into that. Now, I would say defense didn't do a great job, right? They didn't get enough pressures. The last 3 minutes of the game, they didn't get enough pressures. Only 2 sacks. We held Atlanta Falcons, but the Kyle Pitts, that's that plaster. Keep your eyes on your luggage. You got a communication issue. Arthur Smith saw something, so he puts Kyle Pitts in motion. Shaq runs with him and then lets him go. And that sets up and eventually gives them an opportunity to play football, to win the game. And then obviously, what is your thoughts on this whole DJ Moore touchdown? You've been waiting to talk to me. Look at you. You look at you. Look like your wife just slid you a chocolate chip cookie.
It's one of my favorite things to yell about because this happens every year. The word excessive means something. I'm a big words mean things guy. So in the NFL, the penalty is not, this is the helmet take off penalty rule. The penalty is not the celebration rule. It's excessive celebration. That was not excessive. A, he's not on the field of play. The NFL's already come out and said that was called wrong. He was not on the field of play when he took off his helmet. So he should be exonerated. But B, even if he was, I
like that wordplay.
Even if he was on the field of play.
But you got to use discretion because you can tell the emotion. These referees they got a background of players, but they also got a background of, hey, this team got they got a new head coach, an interim head coach. This team has been through it. And you see what DJ is saying? To me, DJ is showing all these emotions. He generally doesn't show any emotion. And so he's showing these emotions like, yo, all these people have counted us out. All these people want us to quit. They say that we're not very good. They trade away CMC. People are counting us out. And he's saying, dagnammit, we will still play hard. And PJ throws a dime.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to just go on record right now and tell you right now. Do you believe, pause it, do not play it before I make this statement. Do you believe, not believe that Baker Mayfield throws this dime?
Of course not. No,
don't lie. Say it how you really need to say it.
Not.
No, say it for real. Say it like you're talking about Zappy and Mac Jones. Does Baker Mayfield throw this pass like PJ Walker does?
No, of course
say
not.
Say it the right way. Say it derogatory. Say it.
I was gonna say no. Yeah.
No, we're gonna edit that out.
See, that's what I mean.
Let's go to hell no. Can we go to hell no?
That's not derogatory where I'm from, but yeah, there we go. Hell no. Of course not.
Hells no. He ain't throwing that. Does Sam Darnold? First of all, does Sam Darnold sit in the pocket, patient enough.
You guys aren't in the position to even tie the game. The other Falcons are taking knees. Like, there's not this play's not even happening without PJ there. Like, it's not, we might win the game here. The game's been over with either of those two guys playing.
Yes.
Like, since halftime. That's what I'm talking about. That can't be excessive. When DJ Moore, look at what he's played with all year. This is like the fifth pass he's caught all season because the other guys can't get him the ball. Like, if he had done the Antonio Brown and took off his whole uniform, that's not excessive. I don't even think that's excessive based on what's happened this year to DJ Moore.
So what is excessive based on
in that specific situation? If he does that in the first, like if that's the first play of the game.
So here's excessive. Here's what I hear you say. Excessive. He has to get butt naked for it to be excessive based on what he's been through.
Even then, I'm like, listen, I get it. If that's the first quarter, like the second play of the game, and he picks up 8 yards and he does that, throw the flag.
Yes.
He just tied the game and should have won the game. What I really hate about that, the flag, all that, the Fox announcers acting like he pulled out a gun and shot everyone in the front row.
But as soon as the kicker missed it, I said, they're going to blame DJ. And lo and behold, people are, oh my gosh, I'm so upset. We can't have players. He's a veteran. He's this, he's that. Here's what I thought happened. And so I'm gonna run around the house with something because, I just like to do it is, man, as a football player, sometimes, the coach's job is to manage the clock and all that stuff. When you're a football player, you may not like to hear this, but a lot of times, man, we're just naturally reacting. Bro, when they tell us to run an 18-yard dig and it's 4th and 19, and they tell us to run a deep dig, so that's 20, we'll run that 20 yards. But if we get bumped, we'll cut it short because the timing goes off on our clock because we're not thinking, I must get 20 yards. You're thinking, I must get open. And sometimes getting open is running a route short because your goal is to get open. Mm-hmm. You're not thinking about, that's why sometimes they go, what was he thinking? I'm going to tell you, he's not thinking. He's not. Because when you think, that's when you make mistakes.
Right, you don't want him to be thinking.
Yes, and I say make mistakes meaning, when you're thinking, you go ahead like Mac Jones did. When you're thinking, you act like you're not. You're going to take another step and a half to get this, hitting defenseless runner by the sideline. He thought he was going to be cute and got cute right on that sideline and was no flag, was it?
Yeah.
And based on the Tua stuff, Mac Jones should have been taken out of the game 2 or 3 different times in that game because he got up looking like he knew, man, that wasn't a very smart decision by me. You can't. And so what I think DJ did, I personally think DJ thought he had the walk-off touchdown.
Absolutely. 1,000% agree.
Hey, we won the game. The field goal, man, that's just tea. That's just sugar in the tea, man.
Yeah, you're just initialing the paperwork at that point.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna take this picture, sign it. We've agreed on terms already. Mm-hmm. And the kicker got to make that. The kicker, you want somebody to blame it on? There's 2 people I blame it on. Right, the last 3 minutes, the defense and the kicker. That's who you blame it on.
It's like 48 yards, far enough. You're in a dome. That's not 48 yards. That's not the same 48 yards as
the air conditioner is not moving the ball that much. Hey.
And then in overtime, he had the field goal in overtime was extra point distance, and he boofed that too. So it's like
Yeah.
So people love to just immediately go to DJ Moore, and it's like,
yeah.
And then I have people telling me like, oh, well, you can't change the type of flag it is if you throw it in the first quarter versus the fourth quarter. I go, yes, you can. That's what excessive means. Like it's not excessive. When Stephon Diggs beat the Saints in the playoffs, with that touchdown, that crazy play. I believe they threw a flag on that too.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are we talking about? What was excessive about? He just brought his team.
Nobody care about that flag.
Well, for sure, but even throwing the flag is insane behavior.
That means nothing. It means
that
nothing.
One specifically meant nothing. But you see when they throw it like here, then it actually meant something. And I saw people being like, well, he's got his helmet off. What if someone punches him? I'm like, that's why they threw the flag? Of course that's not why they threw the flag. What are you talking about?
First of all, if they punch him for making the go-ahead tying touchdown because he took his helmet off, that should automatically put you at half the distance of the goal line.
Right.
Because that's excessive. You're mad because he beat your guy.
You should be able to throw it in. You don't even have to kick it. You can throw it through the uprights at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough one. So that I liked everything. I just didn't like the defense in the last 3 minutes. Right. So here we go. Let's go ahead and run this replay. PJ Walker back there all time. It felt like because of his calmness, he had all the time in the world.
Really
just because
did.
PJ he drops back. Look, he doesn't have all the time in the world. Doesn't scramble to run, scrambles to get guys commit, and drops a dime. Bro, great catch. I love it.
It looked like DJ slows up on this route. Is that intentional?
Yeah, I think he slows up because he's not thinking. His body, his muscle memory says, hey, we've been here before.
Right.
Nobody's throwing us the ball. And his body and he forgot. He said, oh yeah, but I'm with PJ.
Right.
Goes out there and throws a pass. So it was pretty dope. So I like it.
That was incredible. And now a word from our friends over at Underdog.
This is Bandit. He founded Underdog Fantasy so that humans who really love sports could play with their friends and win some big prizes. Tell your human to go to UnderdogFantasy.com today.
Let's go armchair quarterback. Let's hit this fantasy versus reality. All right, let's go down. Let's go down here. Just armchair quarterback. Let me warm this thing up. Well, first of all, I misspoke last week with the Pierce thing. First of all, the Tennessee Titans allowed the most passing yards. And for some reason, my silly self, I said, oh, yeah, of course. He's only averaging 84 yards a game, 6 in the NFL, which is good. And he came up short because Tennessee you can't run the ball on them. They get the running game going. They get the running game going against them with Derrick Henry all week. So they can't stop the pass, but they can run the ball. The problem is Houston Texans, sophomore quarterback, he is evolving and they're struggling. So that was a mistake on my end. And I'm just going to say this. Let me make sure I get my notes correct when I say this on the Colts. I don't get this team, bro.
Is that what was in the notes? Just a big question mark? Colts question mark? Yeah. What?
I just don't get this team.
Their offensive lines regressed tremendously. That
offensive line regressed. Man, they got who is showing up? They got some. I don't even know who these guys are, bro. It was 7-3 at halftime. 7-3. It was goodness gracious. They can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball. They can't coach the ball.
No. I think every week you should be adding more teams to your done watching them pile with the Broncos. Are the Colts close? Are they there already?
I'm not watching the Denver Broncos.
Oh, I know.
And it's not, I don't have a problem with Russell Wilson. I know Russell Wilson as like playing against him. I don't know him personally to say, I'm not going to say, oh, he's this or he's a cornball or I don't know him enough and Russell don't know me enough. So I'm not getting into that. But football wise, we've seen this offense. This is the same offense that Green Bay Packers are running, the Rams, Chargers. The Rams, Chargers, Raiders. Who else? Minnesota, Seattle. You could put Denver, the Colts, Chicago. I want to say Washington, but I was just told that I may have to do a Washington game, so I don't want to mute them, and then I got to go back and watch 4 or 5 games to catch back up. So I'm kind of on the fence with them.
You definitely don't want to spend a whole day watching multiple Commanders games. That sounds like a terrible day. Yeah, spread those out.
Yeah. So one of my words of the day a couple of years ago, shilly shally. I don't want to be shilly shallying. Right? You like that, huh?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Cleveland's gonna be that till week 11.
Cleveland's rough.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah.
And they just put a beating on the Bengals.
Yeah.
I think I saw last night Joe Burrow's never beat the Browns since he's come into the league. That feels impossible.
Yeah. Guess he wasn't as scary as he thought, huh?
No. Myles Garrett was not concerned.
Not one iota. Myles Garrett heard the Bengals are coming to town. He was like, "Ooh, do I get a tax return early this year?" Huh?
Free lunch. Nice.
Yeah. All right, so who we got this year? Potential. Let's talk about potential guys that we should look at as far as high lows, because I don't know, so I need you to explain it to me because I really don't know.
Yeah, we're sticking with those Tampa Bay Bucks that we were just talking about. Mike Evans coming off a 6-catch, 123-yard game.
So when it says high or low, is it the yards or the catches?
So this one is 71.5 yards versus the Rams.
Now they will go under. They will lose the game by 100, but Mike Evans is gonna get his passes.
Okay.
Because they are not going to run the football.
No, they've abandoned that entirely.
They've abandoned it. They went from 66, I think they're 71% pass first.
Yeah, and none of it's working.
Nope, not one. How about the fact that Thursday night, my score was almost on point. I said 27-17. It was actually 27-22.
Yeah, that is good. I think I said 24-10, and it was looking that way for a minute.
No, you weren't close. I was.
In the third quarter, I was dead on.
This is about me right now, okay? This is not about you.
It's about time Steve Smith gets some shine on this show. It's about overdue.
Man.
Long overdue.
You hold me back, man.
Every week, it's like, why won't that guy let him talk? Yeah,
man. Hold him back to black man. Free me. Shoot. Oscar Reed? Come on. All right.
Travis Etienne, the Jags. They got James Robinson up out of there. They gave him the full-time job. So far, so good. His number, total yards from scrimmage, 101.5.
He will get that. Now, I don't know if they'll win the game because all Doug Peterson is going to do is run his offense. Doug Peterson is going to run his offense. The same way Doug Peterson ran his offense and lost the game against the Philadelphia Eagles when there was a rain game and he was passing the ball as if his side of the field was dry. So Doug Peterson will run his offense. Dead serious.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Yep. Look, James Robinson, you don't catch the ball fluid enough, you're out of here. Your knee hurt. Get out of here. Nope, can't run. Sorry.
And PJ, the man of the hour, coming off 317 yards. His higher low is 195.5.
See, I'm scared of this because here's why. They're playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals D-line is no joke. They got 2 good players. They got a good linebacker core. Icky he's playing pretty good. Taylor Moton's playing pretty good. But they ain't getting no rest. It's not like they're playing Myles Garrett when one guy's on, he's switching sides. They're going to get pressure off the edges and up the middle as well. So I can see him getting the yards. I think it's going to be squeezed because they're going to have to run the ball and they're going to have to stay diligent in running the ball to be able to keep Joe Burrow off the field. So I just think it's going to be a game where they're trying to run the ball and not get PJ hurt too, right? And
So
exposed by with the good defense. You got to remember this is a team that spent just a couple of years ago $230 million on defense, right, and primarily on the D line and the front seven.
So part of being a fan and on my side of the screen here is we try and do these mental gymnastics to try and figure out what's going to happen next week. Is it worse for the Panthers as a whole that the Bengals are coming off such a bad loss, or does that not matter at all?
I think it matters.
Okay.
I think it matters with Zach Taylor. You hear what he said? We got beat, right?
Yeah.
You got to think about it. They got beat passing the ball. And what are the Cincinnati Bengals going to do? Pass the football.
Mm.
Jamar Chase is not there, and they're still going to attempt to pass the ball. T. Higgins, he's playing in the slot. He plays outside. Tyler Boyd, intermediate routes. He's fast. They're going to pass the football, man. Joe Mixon, 4-down back. They're going to pass the football. He can run in space. He can run between the tackles. He can run between the guards, but he also catches swing passes and screens. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to try to move the ball up and down the field. Zach Taylor is from the Sean McVay tree. And what do they like to do in the Sean McVay tree?
Not run the ball.
Okay. Okay.
So there's a couple other players on here. They don't have.
So I would take. What about Tua?
Yeah. So who do the Dolphins have? What's right here?
They got the Chicago Bears.
They've got the Bears. So the Bears defense, the players aren't giving up, but the team is giving up on them. They've shipped out Robert Quinn.
So here's how much I think Tua. Look, I'm gonna stop saying I don't know how long Tua's gonna keep this up. Man, Tua gonna keep this up as long as Mike McDaniels keep throwing it out there until somebody stops it. Whatever the line is, if you asking me if Tua's gonna throw for over 200 yards, yeah, he is against the Bears. Yes, I'm just not sure. Khalil Herbert will get 99 yards. That Miami's defense is very stingy, right? They give up some points, but they're pretty stingy. And the Chicago Bears aren't known right now, unless they're playing the Commanders again. They're not known to really go on this offensive yardage and points spree that we know they're incapable of doing.
Fields is looking better.
Yeah, he's looking better,
which I appreciate.
Right? I appreciate it too. They're giving him opportunity.
Yeah,
but I don't think this offensive line will be able to block
right.
the defensive front for the Miami Dolphins.
Now, Khalil Herbert's a guy who I've seen a lot of people saying give him more touches, phase Montgomery out a bit. I see Khalil Herbert more, and I see it as the exact same as what's going on in Dallas right now with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. A lot of people want Tony Pollard to get more touches, and that only got louder after he put up 150 yards and 3 touchdowns last week.
Sunday's best.
Yeah. Do you think there's any validity there, or do Montgomery and Zeke do things that are more important?
I like Montgomery, and I think Montgomery is the featured back. The problem is we would be asking the same. We wouldn't know how good Montgomery can be if he continues to have another year next year, because this year it's in the bag with the Chicago Bears and their offensive line that's not very good. Right? You put Montgomery with Zeke's offensive line, and I think he'll have the same production that he had in college. Mm-hmm. Right? When Montgomery was picked up, when what's his name? Matt. Who's that old head coach?
Oh,
that was look how fast we've forgotten. Huh?
Matt Nagy.
No,
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy. Yeah. When Matt Nagy was actually coaching in the first couple of years, and they traded and they got him in the draft, Montgomery looked good. Mm-hmm. When they had him and What's the little running back from
Oh man,
North Carolina A&T who tore his Achilles here in North Carolina? Let me look at my phone. Forgot his name. Tariq Cohen. Yeah, Tariq Cohen.
can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah, hey, not for long, Lee. We forget you, right? So
One thing I
would.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'll go with Tua out of these three guys.
Yeah, I don't hate that. One thing a lot of fantasy players are struggling with, I feel like more this year than any other year, injury reports.
Oh, goodness. I got an injury report. I got my injury report last week on out, questionable, injured. Goodness gracious. It was so many dudes. I said, wow.
When Jamar Chase went down, the report was, his hips messed up, but he's built so differently. He might be back in a week. He might be back in a month. Other people would be out the rest of the year. Swole Bones, his whole knee came off. And then he's out there. They give him 10 targets the first two drives. And it was just like, what is there something happening on the physical therapy side of things? Or these guys just
it's physical therapy is changing, each and every year. And I also think that there's also this little dynamic too, that the injury report is being utilized in a way that's manipulating and trying to throw off how teams game plan. Right? You got IR now. I mean, you got a short-term IR and a long-term, right? You over here, it's like, you got short caps, large caps, mid caps. It's like investments. So it's a little different. They got guys on IR designated to return. It's like 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah.
So I don't understand it, but I don't know what's going on.
So you think it's mostly gamesmanship? It's not just.
I think some of it. Okay. Like Cooper Kupp. Right. He has no structural damage, so I expect him to be out there. Okay. Like no structural damage, but it's still a high ankle sprain.
Right.
Okay. Right? I don't know.
What has been the biggest there from like when your career started to when it ended medically, not even like surgery?
Oh, the medical stuff, everything is advanced. It's getting advanced because we're learning more and more.
Right.
There's always people out there that's helping. Stretching, more stretching, less stretching, supplements, no supplements, homeopathic, no homeopathic. There's tinctures, there's all kind of creams, lotions, right? It's everything's out there, man. Right? You go to a gas station and look at energy drinks.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's more energy drinks at the gas station than there's water.
Right. Yeah.
Like there's so many. I'm like, they got Skittles, Bang, Red Bull gives you wings, but Bang gives run through a wall. There's so much stuff. You got Ghost. I mean, C4. It's everything. And I can't take any of it. It makes my heart pound too much. I feel like
I can't imagine you on.
I took a Red Bull. I think I was up for 24 straight hours. I was on the struggle bus.
I feel like you've got enough natural energy. You don't
I
need
was,
to be
I was sitting on the plane like, that was a bad mistake. That was a bad mistake. That was a bad mistake. I just want this to stop. Skin tingling. Face was all pale.
Sweating. Yeah.
All sweating. Just looked like I was. I looked like it was bad.
Yeah, I got you.
It was bad. I was about to say something, but I was like, no, that wouldn't sound right.
There were
all right, let's.
Well, real quick, there were two.
Yep.
We've got an all-time wide receiver sitting right here. There were two all-time wide receiver quotes this weekend that I wanted to get your take on. Uh-huh. We alluded to the Elijah Moore one earlier today.
Elijah trying to get out of there, boy.
Robert Saleh won't let it happen. But what
I know,
like did you only hear the clip or did you see him say it? Because watching him,
I only heard the clip.
Okay, so when he's talking, his shoulders are doing all the talking.
I had a little bit of an idea, but games are different from practice, so you really just don't know. If I would have caught a go ball and it sparked everything, probably would have been different. So you just got to come prepared.
Is that
keep the main thing?
How would you describe your chemistry with Zach on the field?
Probably, I can't. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you.
He said, "Don't say it. Don't say it, buddy. You know we're winning team ball." On the other side, he going, "Man, I don't care nothing about this team ball. We need out of here."
He just can't. He's just shrugging the whole time he's giving the answer. He's
Look,
just listen, man. What do you want me to say?
Yeah. Struggle. Never been there before.
No. And then Tyler Lockett, friend of the program. We love Tyler Lockett. He comes out and drops a bomb, saying, yeah, it's amazing what you can accomplish when no one cares about who gets the credit. I don't think I've ever seen a team collectively not mess with one guy who's no longer on the team anymore.
He said that before.
Yeah.
He said that before. And I didn't know Tyler Lockett's a friend of the show.
We gassed Tyler Lockett up. We love Tyler Lockett here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he's a friend of the show. Like, usually you say friend of the show, that means they've been on here. We've only been doing this.
You say that, so he goes, have I been on there? I need to get back on there.
Oh, it's a Jedi mind trick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was going, has he been on there?
The 6 episodes we've done, did he sneak on here for a second? Yeah.
Was I not here? Was this one of the days I wasn't here?
Yeah. It's actually a two-time a week show. It's me and Steve Smith on Tuesdays and me and Tyler Lockett on Thursdays.
Oh, okay. That's your other black friend?
Oh, yeah, that's me. Yeah.
All right. I'm not getting into that, man. I told you that I'm not engaging in any of that banter over Russell Wilson. So I'm
understandable. The Geno banter has been great too. You know what the Seahawks team reminds me of one very specific person in sports in recent history.
Who?
The year Kevin Durant went to Golden State, Russell Westbrook played on spite for 82 games, averaged a triple-double, won MVP. That whole Seahawks team is collectively banded together by various types of spite towards other people, other teams. Geno's got a revenge tour every week against one of his former teams. He's always got something new to say. I love it. This is my, outside of like that Legion of Boom, Marshawn Lynch era team, this is probably the most interested I've been in Seattle Seahawks football my whole life.
All right, week 9. My bronze, Los Angeles Chargers, because you mentioned it, and Atlanta Falcons. I want to see, does the Chargers defense show up? How is Marcus Mariota going to continue to do the bare minimum and look like a really good quarterback? And they're going to run the ball. Hopefully they'll get Cordell Patterson back. And then something I don't know if people noticed, Cordell Patterson had a free Calvin Ridley shirt on the sideline.
I didn't know that. That's fun. That's very funny.
I didn't know he was arrested. Who's your Browns? I'm just.
I love that. When you're so a couple of weeks ago, after Nick Saban lost to Tennessee, he said kids don't know what to do when they see I formation anymore. Like no one runs it anymore. It's so foreign to them; they don't know what to do. The Falcons are kind of doing that at the NFL level. They're running a system that no one else is running. Is that going to work long term, or is that just like a this year thing?
It's working. Well, Tennessee does it. It's been working. Though. Yeah, it's working.
My bronze is Bills at Jets. I want to see. The Jets have been doing a lot of this. I've been doing a lot of this all season long.
Listen, the hero sandwich himself is going. He gonna give up about 5 picks.
I'd hate to see it. That'd be a real shame.
It's gonna be about 5 picks. He's gonna do something stupid. Watch. He is. Gosh, he is. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. Bills at Jets. That's my bronze.
My silver, and I will be posting in a couple of days. I will be posting because I want to see Seattle versus Arizona, and I will be going to get Call of Duty later in a couple of hours. The commercials are killing me, man. I got to see what it's about. I want to see if it's good.
Patrick Peterson said he loved it after they beat the Cardinals this week.
How about him calling out Steve Kimes, huh?
Everyone this year has got something to say about a former team.
You ain't lying. They got no regards. Who you got?
So that game's my gold. Seahawks at Cardinals. Because I can't stop watching the Seahawks. I'm all in.
Oh, okay. Man, this air raid for Arizona is this is just a team that you're gonna get your stats. You ain't gonna win the game, but you're gonna get your stats.
And DeAndre's looking incredible.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. But my silver is this new Roquan Smith led Ravens defense at the Saints.
They're gonna be running zone though under McDonald, so we'll see.
So you're surprised they made that trade?
I am surprised, but I'm not. They're trying to figure out this defense. They're desperate. Defense is not what it used to be, and what the expectation of Coach Harbaugh wants. So they got to fill this void quickly.
Okay.
What's going to be interesting is they're potentially going to have two guys that need a franchise tag, but you only got one franchise tag.
And both of those guys represent themselves. They do not have agents.
That's tragic. We'll see how that works out. I want to see. I'm glad I didn't put them in a category I'm not watching. Minnesota against the Commanders. I want to see that game. I want to see Minnesota. I think Chase Young is close to coming back. He's been practicing, maybe a week out, but I want to see how Minnesota goes against a pretty good offensive line. Under duress, can Kirk Cousins continue to make good decisions? He's been making great decisions thus far. Kevin O'Connell is doing a good job. Defense is playing well. They're running the ball. They're running the ball exceptionally well, passing the ball exceptionally well. But what happens when you may not play a team that can play with you, but their defensive line can keep them in games? Will they make good decisions? That's why I want to see that game. That's why it's my goal.
And the Commanders feel greedy in a way. They've had Taylor Heineke there for several years now, and they keep trading for more expensive versions of Taylor Heineke. Like they haven't upgraded their quarterback over him. They just get guys with a different pedigree, so they hope that they're better.
And it justifies it.
Yeah.
Right. We got Ryan Fitzpatrick. He has experience. We got we have Carson Wentz. He's a first-round guy. He's a Super Bowl champ. He was in the running. We justify giving him the opportunity. We'll see. I'm not sold on these guys with the Commanders. I think it's just a matter of time. I think Coach Rivera should get the opportunity to finish the season, but it's just going to be really hard to say that Commanders are trending in the right direction. Year 3, Coach Rivera is usually his teams are usually trending up. He actually each year since his first year going to playoffs, 7-10 or 6-9, 7-9. Then the next year, 6-10, and he's just trending down. So and it's not trying to talk about him, but just really like this is not what we expect from a Coach Rivera type of team. You look for them to improve, and they haven't improved. They're letting players go. It's not going well.
And they do it with the running back too. They wanted to hand the job to Brian Robinson. Antonio Gibson continues to be more productive, and they tried to cut his load, and now he's forcing them to give him the ball more. It feels like there's no plan there.
Yeah. I know the plan. You're gonna get fired. That's funny like that. You wishing your way, and I hope they don't figure out, but they figured it out. It's tough. Well, that's your show, folks. It's been a pleasure, man.
Oh yeah, it was a great one.
Thoroughly enjoyed working with you today.
As opposed to the other days, you didn't enjoy those.
No, I'm just day to day, bro.
Testing it out. We're feeling it out.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm excited. It's. I mean, Mariah Carey announced it. It's Christmas. It's here. We're in the season, and you were talking about it. We're planning a baking show now, specifically for the holidays.
You said Mariah Carey said it. So when Mariah Carey says it, it's.
She does it every year. The clock strikes midnight on November 1st. She plants her flag, and then her every year. And then she go check
When
her.
did this start?
It's within the last 5 years.
Oh, well, I didn't
But
know.
every November 1st, All I Want for Christmas Is You re-enters the Billboard Top 100. So it's
Oh my gosh, I'm done. Show's over.
no longer been a pleasure.
Peace, people.
Cut to it.